A certain man had two sons, and in his heart they were his entire world. Yet he was not blind to the divide growing between them. He saw the restless spirit in his youngest, a yearning for a life beyond the familiar fields of home. He also saw the quiet resentment simmering in his oldest, a son bound by duty and responsibility. The day the younger son came to him, asking for his share of the inheritance, the father's heart fractured. He knew what this request meant, a premature severing of their bond, a journey into the unknown from which he might never return. But his love was a force that could not refuse, even when it hurt. With a heavy nod, he granted the request. For the older brother, this was not just a departure, it was a profound betrayal. He watched his brother turn his back on their family and their legacy, and in response he turned back to the land, burying his own complex feelings deep in the soil, in the endless grounding work of the estate. Every day that followed was marked by a long, silent wait. The father's gaze was perpetually fixed on the horizon, his eyes tracing the empty road in a constant, unspoken prayer for his lost son's safe return. The sun would rise and set, seasons would begin to shift, but his vigil never wavered. The older son saw this. He watched his father stand there day after day, and to him, it felt like a foolish waste of hope, a pointless longing for someone who had proven himself unworthy. He was the one who had stayed, the one whose hands were calloused from labor, the one diligently holding the estate together piece by piece. His unwavering loyalty felt entirely unseen, and his father's deep, persistent grief for the son who had squandered his love felt like a quiet, painful rejection of the son who had not. Then one day, a faint shape appeared on the horizon. It was just a speck in the distance, a ragged figure stumbling with exhaustion. But a father knows his child, even when obscured by shame and poverty. In an instant, the years of worry on the father's face melted away, replaced by an expression of pure, unadulterated joy. He was filled with an overwhelming compassion that defied all reason and dignity. He hitched up his robes and ran, not with the measured pace of an elder, but with the desperate, uninhibited love of a parent about to be reunited with his heart. He threw his arms around his filthy, shocked son, closing the distance not just of the road, but of the past. In that powerful embrace, all the mistakes, all the waste, all the pain was erased. All that mattered was this one perfect moment. The boy who was lost was now found. The father's joy could not be contained. He called for a celebration, for the finest robes to replace the rags, for a ring to signify his restored sonship, and for a feast to be prepared. His heart was overflowing with gratitude and relief, but as the sounds of music and laughter filled the air, the older son was returning from the fields. He heard the noise, and a cold, hard anger settled over him. He refused to go inside. To partake in a celebration he felt was a mockery of his own dedication. When his father came out to him, his joyful face turning to one of pleading, the years of buried resentment finally spilled out. "All these years I have slaved for you," he said, his voice thick with bitterness, "and you never so much as gave me a young goat to celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes back, after wasting your money with prostitutes, you kill the fattened calf for him." The father looked at his older son, and his gaze was not one of judgment, but of deep, sorrowful love. "My son," he said, his voice gentle as he placed a hand on his son's arm, "you are always with me, and everything I have is yours." He saw his son's pain. He understood his rigid sense of justice, the belief that love and reward must be earned through service. "But we had to celebrate this. We had to be glad," the father explained, his words bridging the gap between two different understandings of love. "Because this brother of yours was dead, and he is alive again. He was lost and is found." In that moment, two worlds collided. The world of the son who saw love as a wage to be earned, and the world of the father who knew love as a gift to be given freely, extravagantly, and without condition. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share.